When you're doing your keyword research, you're likely to have one big keyword that you're focusing on the most. And this would be the keyword that you're using in your title for nonfiction, or you might be using it in your subtitle. Or for fiction, then maybe it's just your biggest niche that you're working in. So your adventure romance novel, that could be a keyword. Or adventure romance novel for teens, that could be a keyword, okay? But whatever your number one keyword is, the one that you've really looked to find that's kind of low competition, that you feel like you could compete in, that you feel like you've got a good chance at making it work, then go ahead and type that into your search bar. I'm just going to keep gluten-free cookbooks for beginners. I'm going to scroll down here and I'm going to look at the covers that are showing up for that keyword, because this is going to give me a little hint on the reader's expectations of what people are looking for when they type in gluten-free cookbooks for beginners. And I can actually do the same thing for the description. So when I take a look at these cookbooks, obviously they've got pictures of food on them because they're cookbooks, okay? But I can look at the fonts to get some ideas, the colors, and what kind of foods they're displaying. A lot of these are bread type foods, which makes sense because if it's a gluten-free cookbook, you want to know how you can make some of your regular staples but make them gluten-free. So pizza is definitely not gluten-free, but they've got a picture of pizza on here because they're going to show you how to make gluten-free pizza, which sounds pretty enticing to me. Same thing with pasta, right? And this tart, savory tart thing. Okay. So I'm getting some ideas of colors and pictures. And then if I click on one of these, the Everything Gluten-Free and Dairy-Free Cookbook. Wow, I want that. I'm actually gluten-free, dairy-free. That looks delicious. Then what I would do is scroll down and look at their description and see their hook here. 300 gluten and dairy-free recipes from popular food blogger Audrey Roberts to reset your eating habits to live a healthier life. And you would want to write something similar. Obviously, if you're not a popular food blogger, you wouldn't put that. But you want to have some sort of hook that's going to catch your reader's eye and definitely bold it. And then they're like, oh, that's really cool. Look, this is from a popular food blogger. And there's 300 recipes. And they're gluten and dairy-free. Super cool, right? And then you can look at the rest of her description as well. As you can see, Audrey Roberts, founder of the popular food blog Mama Knows Gluten Free. So it's good to include something that's a little bit about you in there, and then also include kind of the problem that you're addressing, especially if you're doing a nonfiction, right? If you're doing a fiction novel, there are a lot of different ways that you can address this description right here. It's basically the blurb on the back of your book, right? And for every genre, it's going to be a little bit different. For romance, for example, a lot of times with your typical romance novel, there'll be a little blurb about the heroine and there'll be a little blurb about the hero of the story. So you've got your male and female characters, and that's a very typical structure for a romance novel. It doesn't happen with every single romance novel. Every novel is a little bit different, but there are patterns that you can follow with those. So like I said, just a little brief overview. Type in your main keyword, take a look at the covers, take a look at the descriptions. It's going to give you a little clue as to what people are looking for when they type in that keyword.